Good evening, friends of the pod. Another beautiful night in Hazleton as we come to you one night later. But we couldn't have picked a better night to do this out here. It's just a little bit below 70 degrees. Feels like about 70. A little breeze blowing now, of course, because Scott and I have gotten ready to begin here. But we should make it through. Welcome you again to Walk Between the Hash Marks. Our good friend, Coach Scott Sacco, is with us again as we thank him as always. And quickly take a minute to thank our sponsors. We'll get more into those fine folks once we get to halftime here of our walk. RL Marchetti Plumbing and Heating, Alta Pizzeria and Pasta House, the Anthracite Post, Barbush Automotive, and BLB Auto Sales, and Funeral Services Incorporated. As you know, another tough week for our boys. Again, another loss does not define a season. There's so much that's going into this whole pot of teamwork and strength and just togetherness and family. As the weeks go by, things are getting much, much better. I'm sure you're going to hear Coach talk about it, but quickly I'm going to talk about Friday night, as I always like to throw my little input in between. And I saw so much improvement. And I know it seems like the same story every week when there's a loss, but you have to be and key on the positives. And there's plenty of positives that come out of every game, win or lose, but so much positives coming out of Friday night. If you were not there, you may have heard this or that, and a score does not define what went on in the game. But our kids were down by a lot more than it seemed, and there was maybe another half of a quarter. It may have been a different result other than which happened. But I will leave that up to the man who gets together with me every week to talk about last Friday as we get set to refresh their fourth. But Coach Sacco, let's talk about it.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, obviously coming out another game, another loss, but every week we're just watching our guys improve and improve. And this week, we were able to get one of our quarterbacks back. JJ Lantigua started, in the game, and this was his first game starting as a quarterback, and it showed in probably the first quarter, I would say. Bullets were flying, stuff was flying around, the game was going a little bit fast for him. And then as the game went on, he started to gain his confidence. He started to calm down, broke off a beautiful run for 55 yards for a touchdown. Things started to go great. Our defense was playing lights out in the beginning. They didn't score on us in the first quarter. Of course, the ball bounced our way a couple times, I read the newspaper article, and it was, we had a sloppy game, and, we had so many fumbles, but our guys punched those balls out on those fumbles.
I was right there, and I can attest to that. And you mentioned about JJ's run. I will tell you about senior leadership, and maybe you and I did discuss this. I happened to be there on the sidelines. Your center, Jake Sabataki, whom I call the Beast, walked up to JJ and said, "You got to calm down. They're defensing it's on the ends. We're running out to the ends. Look where you are. Look at what you're doing." Snap. Mm-hmm. And within 3 plays, it happened, a 55-yard run. So senior leadership. I mean, these are the little things, and I don't mean to jump on you because this is your time, but when I talk about it and I mention improvement, you mentioned improvement. I mean, that's senior leadership right there.
That's what you need. And I met with our captains this week and talked to them, and, it's a tough season for them, realizing that, they're kind of being the stewards of getting these younger guys ready for their future seasons when this is their last shot.
Exactly.
So it's a tough thing. We're lucky in where our school is, being 6A. We get into the playoffs no matter what, whether we deserve it or not.
Right.
We get a shot. And, things are starting to come together for us. We're starting to get some guys back healthy. We're starting to get some guys back together. We just had probably one of the best practices that we've had all year.
I was able to observe the last 40 minutes of that, and I can attest again.
Like, we're starting to come together. The ball's rolling. Yeah, you wish it wasn't going into week 7, But it is what it is, and we are where we are. But if things start to come together and things start to gel, anything's possible, because we're going to get another shot coming at the end of the year. But we still got 4 games to play, so our season's far from over.
The cool thing about that is, as well, coach, is we could very well end up back on that field for the playoffs as
Absolutely. And that's kind of what it's lining up to look like.
Mm-hmm.
That we'll probably be back up at Wilkes-Barre, and we're all for that. We're all for getting another shot.
And again, we're not pushing towards that, because obviously there's 4 more games left in this
anything
which can make things look really awesome in the end.
Anything could happen. But I mean, the way that our guys played, and I said our goal going into the game, and our MO was, other than one game, every other game we only scored once. And I said, that's our MO right now, is every team that we play say, okay, they might go down the field and score on the first drive, and that's all they're going to get. So we went out there, we put the ball in the end zone, 3 times. And I'll be honest with you, that game got very interesting very quickly.
It did.
At the end.
It did.
And, we had the ball inside the 5 with 4 minutes left.
Absolutely.
To put it in to be 28-35 and really changed the dynamics a lot of that game. Wilkes-Barre kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit too early, thinking that we were just going to shut down, and we didn't. We drove down, we scored, we got the ball back, we scored, we got the ball back again, and we were driving down. Now, of course, we had a fumble. We had a fumble at the 5-yard line, and they got the ball, and that kind of dashed our hopes of any type of comeback. But if we would have punched that in and something would have happened, it would have been a very different story. I said
if there was half a quarter left, it really might have been a different outcome. I will go all in on that from the effort I saw.
We seem to have finally meshed and kind of got it going, where they kind of stepped back and took their foot off the gas a little bit and left us right back into the game. But we're okay. We're okay. We know what we have in front of us, and we know what we need to do the rest of the way out.
Coach, again, you mentioned the play of J.J. Lantigua. Obviously, Freddie Corrado now out for the season, as we all know.
Mm-hmm.
Again, after that talk, I saw a different kid.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, from both ends, whether his number was called or, whatever play was called, whether it being obviously a handoff or a pitch or a pass play.
You could play as much football as you want to play. Going through, your younger years, I talk about it more when I played in college. And I remember my first play in college, and everything went so fast and everything screamed past me. And I could tell you right now, my first game in college, I got in against Bloomsburg. It was against Bloomsburg. It was a sweep right. My job was, I looked straight ahead. I saw the linebacker. I said, all right, I'm going to meet you on the outside. Here we go, college football. I pull out. The bullets flew. My guy tackled a running back right at my feet, and I went, oh, boy. That's kind of the same thing. So kind of talking JJ through that Friday night and saying it will slow down. And the game will come to you, but it just takes some time,
right?
And it's hard to say that when you're, going into week 7 here, and we still have guys that are getting their feet wet and coming through. But now things are starting to gel, things are starting to mesh. We're starting to get some guys healthy, starting to get some guys back, and the sky's the limit.
Well, we say week 7 too, Coach, but you got to remember with JJ's the suspension for the West Grand incident, which really only should have been 1 week. Again, my opinion. So, I mean, it's literally been 3 weeks since the last time he would have even, ran the offense.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, bullets flying everywhere. Never played a organized down in my life. Never coached an organized down. But the game is fast when you're on this field, even when you're watching.
Yeah.
So, for his eyes, like you said, it was like bullets flying.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Bullets flying.
Absolutely was.
But we put a wrap on the Wilkes-Barre game. We get set to move on to this week's opponent, Crestwood. We'll get to here in the second half. But now we get to the part, our players of the game, brought to you by Barbush Automotive, BLB Auto Sales, located out on Route 940, 1299 Route 940, out in Harley and Hazel Township. Been in business since 1937. Both of the businesses located on the premises. Barbush Automotive, all your car repairs and maintenance, all your needs, whether they be emergency or scheduled. Brian and the boys sure to take care of you at 570-454-7571. If your needs are not repairs, perhaps you're looking for a new vehicle, whether it be a car, truck, SUV, crossover, BLB Auto Sales, which is located on the premises, as I mentioned. You can go and check their inventory out Monday through Saturday, open till 5:30 every day during the week, Monday through Friday, 12:30 on Saturdays. If you wish to check out the inventory and not do it in person, you can check that out on the web, www.barbushauto.com, or just give them a call at 570-861-8393. Again, our players of the game, season sponsor. Again, 1299 Route 940 in Harley and Hazel Township. It's Barbush Automotive and BLB Auto Sales. Give Brian and the guys a call. Be more than happy to help you. They jumped in on this thing as soon as they found out, and we are very thankful for that. So we're going to bring the boys on in here. We actually, if they come behind us, fellas, we're going to start with a gentleman who was out. Get up here. It only shows how much shorter I am. But, Freddie Corrado, player of the game.
This is from Berwick.
Berwick, right?
Yeah.
We don't even have it to give him because he got it already.
We've only been trying to get him for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, he's a busy man. He's a busy man.
So the first week,
I'm grabbing the bad hand.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm going to step out.
The first week we tried not showing you.
Yeah.
All right, because your injury just happened and we had you, but in that Berwick game, you were having the best game that you've had so far.
Yeah.
Went right down the field. You got a touchdown pass. You were slinging it all over the field. And then obviously, the injury, your wrist happened in the first half.
Yep.
And we weren't even too concerned with the wrist.
Yeah.
And then when you got sacked, hurt your shoulder, separated the shoulder, we were more concerned with the shoulder. And then, we found out as the week went on, get his shoulder checked out. Shoulder was okay. We see, you had the crack in your wrist. So that first week, we realized that we didn't have Freddie, we didn't have JJ, we didn't have a JV quarterback, and we had to turn to Logan to play quarterback. So we tried not putting Freddie on the show to see everybody, but by the time we got into that game, they knew he wasn't playing.
Right.
So we probably could have just brought him on.
Yeah.
But wanted to get him on here, a couple weeks later.
Give him his just due.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he already has his award. So, but I will say congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Great job. It's been a great job all season up until the injury. But give us a little insight where you're at with the injury now and where we're headed.
Yeah, so I have this hard cast on, so I'm not too sure how much longer I'll have this on. But, I mean, the game I got hurt at Berwick, the first touchdown, I have to give all credit to Logan Gennaro. It wasn't even a good ball. He caught it and made a play, and he scored. So, and then another big play I had that game was to Jose Lopez. It was a deep ball I threw to him. Kind of overthrew him a little bit, but he's just that fast that he got there to the ball, and he just made a good play on that one.
So there you have it. Freddie, once again, congratulations. Freddie Corrado, Barbush Automotive BLB Auto Sales Player of the Game, Berwick. Now get out of here. You're done.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to bring in the guys now from the Wilkes-Barre game last week. You guys come in up closer. Let everybody see you, Coach. Coach, we'll start with the defensive player of the game. Scott Mooney, congratulations. Yeah, it is. You're another one of the 2-member club. We're going to have to get the Blazers out.
So, Scott plays both ways for us. One of these guys that had just been coming on all season has just improved every single week, but we just haven't seen it on defense yet. And just 3 sacks in a game. I'm on him every week. Get me a sack. He got 3 of them in this game.
Now, that doesn't make up for the next 4. So, you might expect 4 out of you.
But to get a hat trick in a game is a pretty special occurrence. So, defensive player of the week, Scott Mooney.
Congratulations, Scott. Good deal. And then, of course, we have our offensive player who's quite a subject of our conversation all the way down the field. But he's doing the best he's given everything that he has, not the best that he has, because it's way more than the best. But and stepped into a role that it's a tough role to step into. But he's really showing what he is and what kind of guy, what kind of teammate he is, just all around. Our offensive player of the week, JJ Lantig.
So we've been leaning on JJ quite a bit this year, whether it was at wide receiver or running the ball or whatever it has been. Now he steps into the role to play quarterback. First quarter, bullets were flying a little bit.
Yeah.
Things were going a little bit fast. We were talking about that on our walk down.
Yeah.
And we said as you started to play and as you got confidence, it started to slow down a little bit, and you started to play your game.
I know in a conversation, a coach between you and your center, I'm telling you, man, the defensiveness on the ends, be aware. 3 plays later, you went 55 yards down the field. And I think it just kind of all fell into place after there, and things started to slow down for you a little bit to play your game.
Yeah.
But, these are another 2 guys that we have. We have JJ for 2 more years. We got Scott for another year after this one. A lot of our guys that we've had on are guys that are going to be here multiple seasons in the future, and they know what we're building. They know what everything looks like, but these are 2 guys that we're going to lean on a lot coming up here in the future.
Yeah, so there you have it. Again,
let them.
Congratulations to Scott and JJ. Scott, you talk first, man.
Yeah, so about that 3-sack game, it was all. I'm not gonna lie. 2 of my sacks were I go to Marcus West because he rushed from the left side, I think, on both of them, and he forced the QB to come in. And I took a move that I learned from all my coaches because I trust them, and that's actually how I got my sack on both of those because he made the QB step up in the pocket. Obviously, we came up a little bit short. I could have definitely done more, definitely on offense and even on defense, but we're going to keep our heads down. We're going to work even more harder. We have Crestwood this week. It's a rival week. We're ready to play this game. And, yeah.
JJ, you're up.
First things first, I want to congratulate the line. If they never opened up a hole for me to run, I would have never scored that 55-yard touchdown. Also, before that play, Ashton Carlick ran 7 yards to get us a first down, and they were already scared of him running the ball. If he never ran that and never got them scared to what side he was going to, I would have never pulled that and ran for that touchdown. Also, credit to Jose Lopez for the touchdown pass. It was kind of behind him, but it was still a good ball. It was still catchable for him, but all my credit goes to the line and all the coaches that trust the process with me and believe everything I do and taking it step by step with me.
Folks, if you listen to what these fine young gentlemen just had to say, nothing is about themselves. Every player that's come on here now, we're getting into week 7. This is the 6th week we've done it besides the preview show. Not one of them just credits themselves. Even when Freddie was on here, I want to thank this one. I want to thank that one. It's just a model of what they're being taught. Scott mentioned, my coaches told me which way to go, how to play. I trust my coaches. If that's not a sign and a symbol of what they're being taught, and these are guys that, you have 2 more years, right? You have 1 more year. For a first-year coach, that's honorable, man. I just want you to know that because these are the little things that I notice, and not one of them will stop and say hi to us when we're walking. They're all getting to know us now, but no one paying homage to oneself. It's a team. Every week I hear each guy come on here from week 1, and I must commend you all. So that's what a team and what a family and what this game is all about. So again, congratulations to our Barbush Automotive BLB Auto Sales Players of the Week. Defense, Scott Mooney. Offense, JJ Lantigua. Gentlemen, thank you. Best of luck this week in a rivalry game. I'm going to take that from you. You're going to go get a drink. I'm going to pay some bills, and then we're going to get to our special guest. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Real quick, again, to our players, Coach will be back. We'll take our second half walk. You heard him mention about Crestwood and the rival game this week. From what I saw in practice, it could be interesting. Quickly, we get to our sponsors, and not quickly, I mean, because I have so many to read. They're so generous. This is what keeps us going. And again, I can't thank them enough. We'll start with our season sponsors, RL Marchetti Plumbing and Heating, serving the Hazleton area and surrounding areas for over 110 years. Our good friend Randy Marchetti and his guys, his staff, whether it's in the office or on the road, please give them a call at 570-457-3335. Whether it's emergency service or scheduled service, the emergency service is one of their big high points. Something happens in the middle of the night, you give them a call, 24 hours. Within a couple hours, they're going to get to you and get you all fixed up. Also within that, if you're just looking to schedule, call the office. They have quite a few crews be able to take care of any of your needs, again, whether emergency or scheduled maintenance and such, especially with the fall and the colder weather now. I know there's a lot of boilers that need to be cleaned. Things are starting to pick up. So please give Randy and staff a call. Again, RL Marchetti Plumbing and Heating, 570-455-7335. We always get to the good part here. Again, another one of our season sponsors, Alta Pizzeria and Pasta House, located not far from here from the stadium at 380 South Poplar Street here in Hazleton since 1992. The Chirico family has been serving the area. Neil, Renee, Dante, who's the big boss on site, serving nothing but the best in Italian food. And the reason I tell you that is because Alta Pizzeria and Pasta House was just voted by the Standard Speaker Reader's Choice Awards. That's the awards by all you folks as best Italian food here in the city. Can't beat it. When I say it, I mean it. Please be sure to check out their specials as I flip my card here. On the lower right-hand side of your screen is their visual, two or more for $11.50 on the mix and match. So you can buy two or more meals, not meals, but items for $11.50 each. It could be two, it could be three, it could be four, so on and so forth. Good meal for $25 if you're just going with the two. Cavatelli, ravioli, stuffed shells, Francesca pizza, large pizza, bone-in wings, or a large antipasto. Two of those for $11.50 each or more. Be able to feed a whole family probably for less than $50. You can't beat it. And no reasons as to why Alta has been voted the Standard Speaker's Reader's Choice Award in Best Italian Food. And along with that is the food truck, Dante's Food Truck. You can find them on Facebook. Alta presents Dante's Inferno. Dante's Inferno also voted as the Standard Speaker's Reader's Choice Awards Best Food Truck. You can catch the best food truck outside of the city as they still are on their summer tour, even though it's October the 1st, 10-3 to 10-5. That's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They will be at the Berwick River Fest over in Berwick, Pennsylvania. Big event put on over in the West there. Again, Dante Inferno's food truck. You can check them out at Facebook at Alta Presents Dante's Inferno. And check them out at the Berwick River Fest this weekend from Friday to Sunday, the 3rd of October till the 5th. Again, Alta is voted Best Italian Food. The food truck, Dante's Inferno, Best Food Truck. You the people, the Standard Speaker's Reader Choice Awards. You can also dine in and take out at the restaurant up there at 380 South Popular Street, 570-455-7892. A big thank you to Dante and the entire Chirico family at Alta Pizzeria and Pasta House here in Hazleton. We have a new game week sponsor this week, and I even have a visual. A big thanks, and they've been helping us out with our pre and post game show the last 2 weeks to their publishers, Leanne Davidovich and Sherry Roberts. It is the Anthracite Post. These are usually the print media publications you see in grocery stores. Well, if there's one out there, this is the one. Highlighting neighborhood and news events while promoting small and local businesses from Auden Reed to Zion Grove and everything in between. And you can see the entire list here. I don't want to read every one. You can find the Anthracite Post this is actually September's edition, and you can see they featured our Cougars on the front page. There's so many interesting pieces, all by local writers. Okay, it's not just Leanne and Sherry who are local, but all the contributing writers to this print media publication are unbelievable. Everything is local, but you won't just find it in Hazleton. You'll find it outside of Hazleton, anywhere from the west to the south to the north. You can't beat it. So please be sure to pick up your copy at your local grocery store, your local small business, anywhere in town here. I know Boyers in McAdoo, Boyers in Hazleton, just mentioning some grocery stores. But be sure to pick this thing up. It's a good thing. Great publication. Many feature stories and features a lot of the events that perhaps maybe you didn't see or couldn't remember or forgot about. Probably will be noted in this publication as well. So again, a big thanks to our friends at the Anthracite Post. You can also check them out on Facebook at the Anthracite Post. There you will find also this publication in visual media on there if you haven't had a chance to get this month's copy. And their new issue will be out later towards the middle of this month. That's usually when they publish. So you can check it out on Facebook and what's going on Facebook, but you can also find this on visual media on there as well. So again, a big thank you to our game week sponsor this week and our friends Leanne and Sherry at the Anthracite Post. Okay, it is time for our On the Bench segment. And as always, brought to you by Firo's Funeral Services Incorporated here at 26 West 2nd Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. When the time comes for the needs of a family, Firo's Funeral Services Incorporated are the folks to call. Our good friends Jeff Firo, who is director, Andy Piskel, the supervisor. Please give them a call. Since 1892, they've been serving the Hazleton area. Again, a big thanks to our On the Bench sponsor, as always, Firo's Funeral Services here at 26 West 2nd Street here in Hazleton, 570-454-1561. And as I come in here, Bob, I'm going to ask you to jump on the other side of the helmet, and we'll mic you up here. And this is a very exciting guest. I know I say that every week, but a lot of the folks that I get in here, I've met along the way with the how can I say that being allowed to be on these sidelines every week for the last 8 or 9 years has been fantastic. And the gentleman that is sitting next to me, I am proud to say that I've gotten to know, and his work is just some of the best stuff I've ever seen. He is an educator, was an educator, still is an educator. He was just talking to Freddie Corrado and giving him bits of encouragement, even though Freddie's down for the rest of the season. He's an artist. He's a designer. He's a photographer. You will see him patrolling these sidelines on most Hazleton home Friday nights. And if he's not, he's probably somewhere up a mountaintop on the Crestwood sidelines. Please let me introduce to you our On the Bench guest for this week, my good friend, Robert Bobby Gaetano. Bobby, thanks for coming so much.
Thank you for the invite.
I've never gone to build up like that for anybody.
Well, that was pretty impressive. Thank you. Just the way I wrote it.
Yeah, well, no, that's what we plan on. But Bobby, as we do with all our guests, let's let you introduce yourself to the people. And like I said, he's the guy usually you see all equipped up with cameras and cell phone and whatnot. But there's a lot more to this gentleman.
Well, I actually went to Crestwood. I was a teacher at Crestwood. I was athletic director at Crestwood. And then
how many years?
I was at Crestwood for 24 years.
Wow.
And
that's a long time.
I ended up going to the Carlisle area where I was an assistant principal. And athletic director, and then high school principal, and then went on to be middle school principal at Loyalsock Township, and then superintendent of schools out in Western Pennsylvania. And now I came back to the Hazleton area, and I'm busier than I ever was, and I'm making a lot less money. But it's fun. It's not about that now. It's kind of a retirement for me, and for the love of the game. It's a good way to put it. It kind of has become my hobby. And, I do have property here. I live here in Eagle Rock. I've had property in Hazleton since '96 when I moved to Eagle Rock, but I feel I'm tied to both communities very closely. So I'm anxious to see the two of them meet on the football field on Friday night.
Yeah, this is a big rivalry with Bobby is very familiar with from his years at Crestwood. And once he weaned into doing the photography, and that's one of the big reasons why I had you on, because we talked about so much around the program or programs for this week, especially, there's more than just the pigskin flying around on the field.
Yes.
And if you have an opportunity to check out this gentleman's work, his Facebook, Robert John Gaetano, I'm sorry, / Bobby Gaw on Facebook. Even more on his Instagram, Bob Gaetano _ art photography.
Yes.
His work is excellent. It's not just football he does. The last 2 years are one. Is it your granddaughter, I believe, is involved PTPA?
No, the PTA PA is just some people that I'm friends with, and I have them. They see my sports photography and they ask for me to come over, and I say, yeah, what the heck.
He's gotten us gorgeous pictures of our daughter, not even asked for. He has so many kids that he takes pictures of, he doesn't even realize. So,
right. Yeah.
But I can attest to the work of this man. And again, if you have the opportunity, we'll say the addresses again, but the work you do to me is just unreal. I mean, action shots of these kids is just bar none, and that's all the sports. It's not just football, right? It's
right.
basketball.
Yeah.
It's field hockey. It's baseball. We could go on.
I love all the sports, and as far as the PTPA and all the artists that are theater arts, any kind of arts, I'm just here to promote the kids. And I was joking before. Well, actually, I wasn't joking. I'm making a lot less money. I really I just do it for the kids, and that's what makes it more interesting and more fun for me to do. Parents appreciate it, like yourself. Coaches appreciate it, and the players appreciate it. I'm able to keep a connection with the students that I had when I was in the school as an athletic director or as a teacher or as a principal. So it's a win-win for me.
So as I mentioned, Bobby, I guess your heart is so close to both these programs that are going to meet this year in Hazleton on this field Friday night. Just give us a little bit of the feel to how you became, obviously, the Crestwood end of it, with being there for 24 years as an educator and so on. Athletic director, obviously, but Hazleton comes into play. And just give us a little bit of insight on the closeness to that, and pretty much that's where you'll find you, right, on a Friday.
Oh, for sure, especially this game. I mean, I look forward to this game. I always check that off on my calendar and make sure that I'm not going to be out of town for that. I'm fortunate to be able to know players and athletes from both schools, and there is a plethora. I'm lost for words. Sorry for using that, but there's a plethora of talent between these two schools here,
for sure.
And you'll see it on the field on Friday night. I'll be fortunate enough to be on the sidelines, close to it, and seeing it. Coaches allow me to be on the sidelines, not only taking pictures, but mingling in through the players.
As
so
I mentioned,
I get a feel of
you
it.
just had some good fortune for Freddie, being down
thanks,
for the season. We happen to be walking along, and I had mentioned producer Kelly Kay. This is what this guy is. So
he's a great kid, great athlete. And I mean, I photographed him for a long time. And since he was playing Little League, and he plays baseball. I followed him to the state title for baseball, and I interviewed him myself for that too.
And that's another thing I want to mention. You've gotten more into the video aspect of it now, and just great visuals.
Yeah,
the lead-ins, the takeouts, the way it all meshes together.
Yeah.
it takes. And sometimes he has it done right after the football game. He's that good. I can't even do a report the right way. But, kudos to that as well. Again, and we'll mention the addresses. But I figured I'd throw that in
I
there
appreciate
because
it.
it's.
Yeah, I mean,
it's,
I appreciate the kudos. I think that the people appreciate actually meeting the people face to face and getting to hear their voice and learning and understanding where they come from and their insights on things that they might not see from the bleachers. Well, they probably will never see from the bleachers. So I'm hoping to bring that and change it. I mean, it's always just been pictures up until last year. I started with the video, the interviewing,
right.
and everybody seems to like it. I mean, I think they look forward to it. And I just did an interview tonight with the field hockey goalie from Crestwood, and I interviewed the Hazleton or the Lake Lehman coach who's had it for over 40 years.
He was here
last
night, folks, not to mention,
Yeah.
covering the Lake Lehman Hazleton field hockey game, right?
And then I interviewed the coaches, the field hockey coaches before the season started, along with their captains. And I also interviewed the coaches and the captains from Crestwood and from Hazleton before the season. So, and I saw them in the 2 days. The grueling days those guys were putting
hot.
in.
It was hot those 2 weeks.
But that does not mean that what I just saw tonight and up at Crestwood, that does not mean that they're not working just as hard as they were those 2 days and more mentally preparing for this game, because it means a lot.
Well, sure.
12 miles away.
Going into week 7, definitely more in tune than those hot, sweaty, sticky days of just pushing and pushing.
Exactly. I mean, it's 12 miles away, but yet there's a connection. There are people that know, there's a lot of people that know each other personally, but a lot of them know each other through, social media.
Right. Which has become the center of our world.
Exactly. And I do believe that the photography and the videography that's being done by all of the photographers and videographers and yourself that promote the kids and give them the exposure online, they've connected. All these schools there's a marriage going on.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they're liking each other's pictures. They're bantering back and forth. A little bit of talk on X, a little bit of talk on Instagram, and it's all friendly banter. I think it's a very healthy rivalry that they have here.
It's nice to see that something such as a rivalry is going to happen this Friday, that there's no negativity in that banter as well, with all the things that go on in this day and age with social media. But yeah, you can just still find the old fashioned, we're better than you, you suck. I mean, that's probably the worst, but it's all in good fun. It's all, things are taken so far with social media in this day and age, but it's nice to get that old school feel, as you mentioned it, with a rivalry such as Hazleton and Crestwood. So, all right, Bob, I'm going to go out on a limb. I know I sent you the bullet points about what we were going to talk about, and I know where your heart is with both schools, but you've been around both schools now since the early days back in the beginning of summer, or at the middle end of summer when double started, and you've actually pretty much been able to see both teams progress pretty much week by week. So I'm not going to ask for a prediction, but just by what you've sone on both ends, what do you think?
The key word you just said there is progress. Both of these teams have really battled from the beginning of the season. None of them are lighting the conference on fire. There's some that are young. There's some that, they both play a difficult schedule. So they are both good, solid teams with a lot of weapons. How the weapons are going to line up, I think, on Friday night is what's going to determine the outcome of the game. It's high school football, and
anything can happen.
Anything can happen in high school football. And, I'm glad you didn't ask me to make a prediction, because it would be difficult.
Well, exactly. I never put you in that position.
Flip a coin.
We like to get everybody's views.
The big thing is that, like I said, it's the healthy rivalry, the camaraderie that's going to happen between the kids when they're talking, that other things that we don't hear. I hear sometimes they talk back and forth on the line. Don't think they don't.
Absolutely. They do. Trust me.
When they get juked on a pattern, they're
giving it to them pretty good.
And I do know that the coaches are very close. They're friends too. So there's a lot of great things that are going to happen Friday night. It's going to be here at Hazleton, of course, too. So I expect
Weather's
that,
supposed to be good. Thank
I
goodness.
expect
Hopefully,
it's going to be cooler than it was for double sessions for sure.
right, right.
But it's going to be electric. I think the whole stadium is going to be pretty excited.
Well, Bob, a big thanks to you for coming on. I mean, this, as I told you, means the world to me, and I'm glad
I appreciate
we can do. That's why we do this segment, is to try to give everybody a little bit of a, we've had the different broadcasters on, and we've had the band director from Hazleton on. But real quick, let me give you guys the addresses again for Bobby's Facebook: Robert John Gattano / Bobby Gaw. On Facebook, you'll find plenty of his work there, and even more on his Instagram. All lowercase Bob Gattano _ all lowercase art photography. So Pharaohs brings it to us again. Bob, it's been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
And we'll
Thank
be
you.
here again.
I'm sure I'll see you Friday
We'll
night.
be flying around doing our thing, and hopefully the outcome will be as spirited as we say, and we're hoping for a close one as always.
Yeah.
That's what makes these rivalry games fun.
Yeah,
So.
agreed.
And if I could say rivalry tonight, it'd be even better. But Coach gets a water break and I get nothing.
Temperatures are dropping, so it is getting a little chilly.
But again, thanks to our on the bench guest, Robert Gattano, better known as Bobby Gaw, educator, artist, photographer, and just an all-around great guy.
Thank you,
my brother. I'm going to take your mic so we can get back to Coach.
Yeah. You got it.
And enjoy your ride back home. And
Thanks.
keep those ponies in line. We didn't even talk about the ponies.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in another time because we definitely want to have you back.
Sounds good. We'll see
Thank you,
Friday.
Bob.
Yep. Thanks.
Our On the Bench segment again brought to you by Pharaohs Funeral Services Incorporated here in Hazleton. Quickly reminds you, we do have some sponsorships that are still available. We can do game week, much like the Anthracite Post this week. We also do the pre and post game reports. That's every game this season, whether it's on the road or whether here at Harmon Geist Memorial Field. You can give us a call at 570-788-5942, or you can PM us at Facebook at the local sports spot. Again, if you're looking to give that business just that little extra push, depending on what you do, the holidays are coming closer, the fall is here, car maintenance, pushing the holidays if you're in retail, whatever it might be, give us a try. Give us a call again at 570-778-5942, or PM us on Facebook at the local sports pod. As Coach makes his way back in here, I'm going. I could have stock in those little things. I think I lost more than you did this year, though. You were only once. I was just once. Yeah. So you're good. I'm not. But so as we get to take our second half walk here, as we head out of the east end zone and we head back west, Coach, as you heard Bob and I, big rivalry game this Friday. Throw the last 5 weeks out, 6 weeks out. It all becomes one game this Friday night, 7:05 here at Harmon Geist Memorial Field. The Crestwood Commons make their way down and invade the Den. So let's get your thoughts on Crestwood.
So, I mean, I told our team this week we're starting off 0-0, 0-0. Let's look at our record, and we're going to take it just 1 week at a time. And we got our opponent this week, Crestwood. It's a big rivalry. This rivalry's kind of developed recently over the recent years. I know when I was in high school, we didn't play Crestwood.
Right.
It's kind of been a rivalry, and it's been a very, almost a one-sided rivalry. Crestwood has beat Hazleton quite a bit the last few years.
And it doesn't matter when it comes to this game, as Bob said too, what the record is, who's on who.
No, this is bragging rights for the year. When you only live 12 miles apart. I work in both towns.
Read my mind.
I work in Hazleton, work in Mountaintop. I mean, this has been the talk at the office all week already. Kind of hearing lots of people going to be coming here Friday night, coming down here. And I mean, Crestwood's got a good team. They got speed all over the field. So they match up well against us. You got to watch. They run their wing tee offense. I mean, wing tee is what I ran in college. So it's it's a tough offense to defend. They play well on defense, but their speed's going to be the key to this game. I mean, they got a quarterback that could fly. They got two backs that could run.
Shedlock now in his third year?
Yeah. I mean, Shedlock's one of the best athletes in the Wyoming Valley Conference.
Last 2 years has resulted in injury, but he seems to be a highlight of the offense up there this year.
Then you got their running back in Jekyll, and then you got another running back in Walsh, who's another quick, speedy guy. They could cut, they could move, and they do that trickery with the wing T where you don't really know where the ball's going. And they've been throwing this year too. I mean, believe it or not, wing T is not known for throwing, but they've been spreading the ball out pretty well, and they've been able to pass the ball with success this year. So it's a different version of a Crestwood team with, a quarterback that's a senior here that is a dual threat, and he's really shown it this year that he could throw it around as well. Some of their wide receivers, they have Barna, they have Rogers. These guys can go up and get it. And
the scary thing about all of this is, and Paul Bowe from SportsWire and even Coach Rich Lonis, his color guy, mentioned there's really no major film on them. There's not a whole lot to look at to get starting lineups, obviously you have more insight to that with what you guys use for film.
Yeah.
But they haven't been on TV. There hasn't been a whole lot. So even though we know names and we know things about them, still really haven't gotten a good look at them.
No, and it's tough too because they've been in games kind of like where we have too, where it could either be one-sided lopside where they're winning very big,
right,
and then they're going to against the team where they lost very big, so it's kind of the flip of the coin. Looking at it both ways, you really might only have a couple plays and maybe a quarter or so to look at. And then kind of things are kind of going sideways, which is kind of how our games went as well.
Right. Right.
So it's kind of the world of the unknown. We're coming in here. We're ready for a 4-quarter fight that we're going to have on Friday night. It's definitely a team that we respect. And you got to watch, what they're going to do. And we hope, for a good crowd Friday night. We think it's going to be. I mean, the Crestwood Hazleton game is usually a big one where it's not very far to travel. So their fans should travel well and should be down here.
Everybody. So
there's so many people.
This place should be packed, especially with having the office up in Mountaintop.
There's so many people that I know that I talked to this week alone that are, Crestwood fans are at all the Crestwood games now. I was talking to them this week. They said, "Oh, we're coming down. We're coming to the game. We can't wait to come down to the field." So it's a big game. It's good for both communities. That's the thing. And it's great for our players to have an atmosphere like that. So we hope that everybody comes out and packs the stands for both sides.
Yeah, that's what's going to make it fun. Remind you that Friday night's game starts at 7:05. Right here at Harmon Geist Memorial Stadium with the kickoff. The game can be seen on 2 platforms. So if you can't get out, which we are definitely encouraging you, the weather's not going to be much worse than it is now. And of course, as soon as we started, a slight breeze decided to pick up, and I got the goosebumps. I haven't checked your knees out yet, but I know my hair is standing. But shorts worked for tonight, but it's not supposed to be much worse. Temperature is supposed to be in the lower to, we just lost the lights. The lower to upper 70s. And both games can be seen on WYLN TV 35, Service Electric Cable Vision Channel 7 here in Hazleton. Joe DeMelfi and myself on the call. Also on the Hazleton Area School District YouTube. That's youtube.com @HASDK12. Paul Bowe, Rich Zalonis on the call there. The hometowners, please get out to join us on Friday night. We apologize about the lights. I didn't know we were over our time.
This is an early Halloween show.
Yes. Yeah. And we already are wearing our masks, so it doesn't really have to worry. Again, quick thank you to our sponsors, R.L. Marchetti Plumbing and Heating, Alta Pizzeria, and Pasta House. Our game week sponsor, the Anthracite Post. Our players of the game sponsor, Barbush Automotive, BLB Auto Sales, and Firo's Funeral Services for On the Bench segment. And a big thank you to our On the Bench segment special guest, Bobby Gaetano. Since the lights went out on us, we're going to turn the lights out on you. Remember, 7:05, Harmon Geist Memorial Field, Friday night. Please be here. Please support. And let's go Cougars.